And welcome back to my regular stream. My name is Anthony, for those of you who are new here, and for those of you who are returning, well, welcome back. So again, let's begin right off the bat with my own copyright disclaimers. So again, all songs and tracks I play here don't belong to me, and all credit goes to the respective artists, whether I remember to state their name or not. And I don't own any of this material here. So with that out of the way, let us get down with our stream and begin with our list of requests, which I actually have written down for once. So yeah, so working down these requests, there were some I found were a little more complex. There were some I also found that were pretty fun. But yeah, first up, we're gonna start with one that I've been preparing for a little bit, but I'm going to start with the two anime openings that were requested on Friday night's stream. So but for these ones, I'm going to be playing them in TV size rather than the full length. So I will start off with Cruel Angel's Thesis from Neon Genesis Evangelion? Yeah, that's the name. Oh yeah, and with a lot of the requests this time around, I actually attempted to transpose them into a more playable key, as some of you here might have noticed on Friday. It wasn't awfully playable in the original key. So this is Cruel Angel's Thesis from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Hey. Yeah, that was just simply the first part. Yeah. Sorry about that. I forgot a little bit. I just need to listen to that one part a little. But yeah, once I listen to that, I can get the rest of it. Just one little part. I deeply apologize for that. There we go. I remember the rest of it now. No, that was not right. Again, I apologize for what you're seeing right now, or what you're hearing right now. It's, again, despite having had a lot of time over the weekend to prepare for this, yeah, to me it's not looking very. This one's not looking too pretty, so let's try again. You know what? Let's just start by reviewing this one real quick. Okay. yeah, terribly sorry about this one, and terribly sorry to if the requester is currently viewing the stream right now. I'm terribly sorry for butchering this at the current moment. And again, yeah, I apologize for that little mix-up right there, or rather, I apologize for just kind of cutting off and having to work a little bit, or review it a little bit right there. So let's play it once more from the top down. Again, this is the TV sides of the first opening of Neon Genesis Evangelion, Cruel Angel's Thesis. Again, that was Cruel Angel's Thesis from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Now, again, even though I played it down one more time, I still think there were a bit of hiccups right there. And so, looking at the chat now, I forgot to mention this at the beginning before I started playing down the list of requests. So while I'm playing through the requests, you can go ahead and start requesting songs you'd like me to work on immediately after I start playing the request. Or additionally, you can email me in the email found in the description for requests. So yeah, if you have any requests, just let me know. All right, so the next one I'm going to play is the one I almost got copyright struck for on Friday, which is for playing the direct track on stream, and this one is Gurenge, which is the opening for Demon Slayer, also known as Kimetsu no Yaiba. This one is performed by Lisa, and well, yeah, about that copyright strike, we'll get more into that later. So that was the TV version of Gurenge by Lisa. And yeah, about that, I said I would get more into the copyright claim, but yeah, I'll get into it right now. So basically on Friday's stream, I played the track on stream, as some of you might know as you were here. And yeah, immediately after the stream got processed as a video, the entire thing got blocked. So I had to go into YouTube Studio and mute the audio track. And so I think that's why the live chat is disabled if some of you are trying to go back to watch the stream again. But anyways, we got that aside. So the next one down my list is All Star by Smash Mouth. This one was one of my favorites to work on. Ending still, some of the last parts are still a little rusty for me, but here it is. Yeah, this is one of my rustier parts. This one was, when I would first listen to this one was it was a bit fast for me, but nonetheless, I attempted to get it, but I'll go ahead and attempt it right now. Yeah, I think it was something like this. Yeah, that's the rusty part. But after that part, there is more of the chorus. So. And again, I'm terribly sorry for kind of messing that up a little. So in return for that, I'm going to be for some of the ones that messed up, namely Cruel Angel's Thesis and All-Star, I'll be working on those a little more over the time between this stream and the next stream, so that I can play even better on the next stream. So yeah, I'm sorry for that. And yeah, so next on the list is the Me channel theme. Now, funny thing about this one actually, there's no real way to end it. Because it just loops, because as many of you know, it just loops over and over and over again. So I just had to pick a place to stop. But nevertheless, here is my rendition of the Me channel theme. Also, the Me channel theme has some pretty weird notes and some pretty weird intervals from what I heard. Yeah, I decided to just, what I was practicing, I decided just to end it right there after 2 loops, as I do with most theme songs that loop infinitely from games or that otherwise, well, also loop infinitely. Not too sure how to word that, but I think you get the idea of how a lot of game music loops infinitely. And this one was just one of them, so I just had to pick a random spot because there really is no way to lead in to a proper ending, unlike with the Wii Sports theme, for example, which I played on last Wednesday's stream. So yeah, let's go down to the next request. This is Scarborough Fair. Now I know the requester requested me to play the version from Suka Suka, which for some of you who might not watch anime, it's relatively recent anime, but for today I'm simply going to play the regular version with some accompaniment I have beforehand. Sorry, I'm looking for my accompaniment. Here it is. Now, before I go any further, I apologize to the requester of this song for not playing that specific version, but this is the closest I could come up with. So again, that was Scarborough Fair, and I apologize to the requester. This is not the version that you might have been looking for, but this was the closest version I had. I did listen to the original one, but it's in a key that I am not able to play feasibly. So again, I apologize for that. Now I do have a few other requests that I'm still working on, unfortunately. So I will be playing those on Thursday's stream. Those being Santana's Europa and Il Vento d'Oro. So yeah, I apologize right now to the requesters of those songs. So yeah, look forward to it on Thursday. Well, with those taken care of, it's time to go down the list, the chat, and see if there's any requests. The first one from Richie Lamb, the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme. Now this one, to my understanding, it is a very common meme song for when you do something you think is smart, something you think is right, but you mess up and it has some adverse effect, or something along the lines of that. Now the original song is actually called "Frolic" by Michael Giordani, I believe. Yeah, I know it's called "Frolic." Now, just give me a second to look it up for you guys. My bad, it was Luciano Michelini that composed this piece. This is the ending theme to the TV show Curb Your Enthusiasm. And this one has a lot of accidentals. This one has a lot of accidentals, so I guess we'll go right at it. Yeah, I think I've heard this one too many times, now that I think about it. I have no clues after that. Da, 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 da. I think that's how it goes. Yeah, normally that little arpeggio you heard, that little low arpeggio you heard, that went dun 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 dun. That one's actually usually a I believe it was a horn part. Yeah, it sounds like a horn to me. Okay. Sorry, I think that part goes really high, and I don't want my instrument to sound super scratchy, so I had to bring that little part down an octave, so as to not hurt my own ears. So let's just start from the beginning. It's the part at the very beginning that I'm very aware that is the mean part. So yeah. And I have no clue what's after that. Oh man, it sounds like it loops. Just like with many game OSTs. Okay. It might not loop, but I'll have to see further. Yeah, more or less loops. So it is currently 8:40, so I'll just play one loop of it one more time, and then move on to the next request. Yeah, and after that it just loops on and on and on, I think. So yeah, maybe I'll feature this in a future project. Most likely will. So yeah. Now the next one is from Final Fantasy XIV. This is Chocobo's theme, requested by High Wolf X. Now Final Fantasy, which is what High Wolf X here wrote, shortened as FF. I know as much that it is a it's a role-playing game, but beyond that, I'm not too keen on what exactly it is. But anyways, let's give that theme a try. Now I'm finding many versions of this, different versions of this from the different games, and it appears that there's multiple versions of this. Now there's one that's titled Final Fantasy XIV Chocobo Racing theme. If that's it, let me know in the comments. Now we don't want to waste too much time here, so I'll go ahead and just play this result that I got. Sounds pretty complex, to say the least. Now I gotta listen. Now if this is, I hope it's the correct version that I'm playing to the this is for the requester, by the way. Okay. At least that's what that's what the first 4 beats sound like to me. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Now I want to try to get every single note perfect. So let's begin. I don't even know if I got that correct or not. I probably didn't. Sounds like a violin or something similar. It's like da, 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 da. Now I definitely know I'm not playing it in as playful or as lighthearted as the original one. So, but yeah. The way I do it is the first thing I do is get the notes down. I'm sure other musicians do the same thing as well. Okay, there's a lot of extra notes in the background, extra notes and sounds in the background, so it's a bit of a challenge for me to find the main melody. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got a little more of that down. So let's try again. Okay. Okay. That's what it sounds like to me, but yeah. Okay. At least that's what sounds like. That sounds like to me, but from the few seconds of it I've listened to so far, it sounds like, for me, it sounds like something that came out of Mario Kart. Not gonna lie. It's even, with all the accidentals, it's also pretty difficult to discern the true key, but it lies somewhere in between C major and G major, or maybe their minor counterparts, which are E minor and A minor. Now, once again, if I apologize for using some terms you might not understand, but yeah, I really don't have a way of using simpler terms to describe the key of a certain song. Okay. Okay. out of all the requests I've received on stream so far, this one's probably the one I'm going through the slowest. I'll work on this one for another minute or so before I move on to the next request. Now, I think this one's a pretty exciting one, so I think I'll also be preparing this for Thursday's stream. Hopefully I don't mess that one up either. Yeah. That's just what it sounds like to me. But again, I'll be spending the next few. I'll be spending the time between now and between after tonight's stream and the next stream, which will be on Thursday. Which I think now is a good time to make my announcement if you didn't already see it in the channel description. Now I know or not my channel description, my video description for the stream. Now, my channel description hasn't been updated yet, but I will be changing my streaming schedule slightly. So instead of doing 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays from 8 to 10, instead I will now be doing Mondays and Thursdays from 8 to 11. So even though I'm doing one less day of streaming, I'm still doing the same number of hours. So, also for videos, expect the first video upload on Saturday, sometime on Saturday. I can't give a specific time yet. Now the next theme is Last Carnival by Norihiro Tsuru. Now you said that it might be better off as a prepared request, but I'll at least listen to the beginning or the main part of it right now, whichever one I find first. Okay. Sounds like it's in G minor from the beginning. Okay. Well, just let me listen to the first 5 seconds a little more. So right there, I heard a key change from G minor to G major. If you guys heard how it got a bit brighter. Now, time to figure out the violin part, which I'm assuming is the main part to be played. Now, I know I'm probably playing it a little too aggressively at the current moment, and yes, I know that the song should be played a little gentler since it sounds kind of melancholic. To me, it sounds a bit melancholic, somewhat bittersweet based on how it changes from a minor key to a major key. So, yeah, so again, I'll first attempt to get the notes. Okay. In this piece, the vibrato is the name of the game. I just assumed and that phrase ended on the tonic, so. Oh, it has a little trill. Okay. Okay. Now, for this one, I'm just playing both the piano part and the violin part combined to the best of my ability, so that one part connects with another a little more smoothly. That's all I listened up to, so let's move on. Okay. Yeah, sounds like it switched to a major key soon afterwards. Okay. Now I forgot which notes lead into the second phrase. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, I'll work on this for another minute or so before I move on to the next request. But after that next request, if there aren't any other requests, then I'll return to working on one of the other pieces that were requested. So. Okay. Now, for this piece, I myself am rather intrigued by this piece. I think I will be creating a full range of this. Maybe I might make a video of this, but I can't say so for sure. But be sure to look out for one if I ever upload one of this song. Hopefully, I'll upload a version of this song or my own arrange of it. Now, before I move on to answer the requester's question of why I stream on YouTube instead of Twitch, now, I think YouTube is a more ubiquitous service. Even though Twitch is known more for streaming and YouTube is known more for just recorded videos, that much I'm aware of. Ultimately, I think there's more people on YouTube than there are people on Twitch. So that's the main reason why I stream on YouTube. But anyways, let's move on to the next request. And it's another request for Yiqianmei. Now, for Yiqianmei. Now, from Shang Wang. Now, yeah, I'm sure many of you have heard. Those of you who have been consistently attending my streams or have been consistently attending my streams so far, you guys might have heard this one too many times. But again, I'll play it once more. Now I think this is also a song that deserves a full video, a dedicated video to it, since it's been getting so much buzz and popularity. Particularly this part, the chorus part, which sounds like. Now, for those of you who might not know, this one was made popular, or exploded in popularity a couple weeks back because there was a viral video of a bald Chinese man who some people have dubbed the Chinese Eggman, so-called. Now, what this guy did, he, in a snowy setting, he kind of sang the chorus in a rather, I have to say it, out of tune, and it doesn't sound. To me, it didn't sound very good, but for some reason it became a meme. It was like 雪花飘飘, or something like that. I know I'm probably exaggerating, but yeah. Anyways, I think I've talked too much about the song's status, so let's just get on with it. Oops. Anyways, that was my rendition of 一剪梅 by Fei Yuqing. I think I got it right this time. Yeah, my Chinese is not the best, and Chinese names, I think they're pretty hard to pronounce. Heck, I can barely pronounce my own. Now, the next request after that is from Silverfruit. Comet Observatory 3 from Super Mario Galaxy. All right, let's look that up. Now, Super Mario Galaxy, it's to my understanding, it's quite an old game at this point now, but okay, so this is Comet Observatory 3. Immediately just by hearing one measure, I can already tell it's a waltz. It sounds like a waltz style. Yeah, I do not know if I can feasibly play this in the space of 5 minutes. I will say it's in D major though. Now let's go back to where the violins come in, because that's the part I'm going to replicate. Sounds simple enough in terms of the notes, but the actual way it's supposed to be played is probably a lot more complex than that. Not sure if I caught all those notes correctly. Da 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 da. Da da da. Actually, there actually might be a violin part in the beginning that I might have skipped. Okay. It's not a trill in, or not trill. It's not a tremolo in the original, but since I'm just one instrument, I'm just one instrumentalist, I think I'll not trill. Yeah, I keep mixing up trill and tremolo. So the difference between trill and tremolo is this. Trill sounds like this. Now tremolo sounds like this. The more you know, the more you know. But again, I always keep mixing them up, so I think I'll tremolo that intro violin part. Time sure does fly by quickly, so I think I'll work on this for another 3 minutes before moving on to the next request. Now, if there are no more requests after this, I'll return to a random song I've been working on, or a random request, I should say. Okay. Da 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 da. Oops. Yeah, that part is much more suited for violin than Erhu, so I probably butchered, even if I didn't butcher the notes, I probably butchered the way it's supposed to sound. But let's give that part one last try. On something like that, but I do not know if I will continue working on this after this stream, but I'll probably continue working on it so I can play it on the next stream, or the full thing on the next stream. Now, this one's only 2 minutes, so it's quite short, but it's 2 minutes of some really complex stuff. Now, the next next request after that is 战马奔腾, or Galloping War Horses. Now, I've played this on stream before in some of my previous streams. Now, as I explained for some of you that might not have been here, this is a piece, a rather popular Erhu piece that emphasizes a lot of aggressive playing, and also it's really fast. I don't know, I don't really know exactly how else I can describe it, but that's the best I can give you. Also, it features a part that mimics the galloping of horses and a horse neigh, and also there's also a chromatic part that's, I'm told, is supposed to represent blowing wind, but I can't see it. But anyways, I digress. So let's get on with it. And here is 战马奔腾, or Galloping War Horses. Now, if I can just pull it out. Sorry, this might take a while. Here it is. Now that was 战马奔腾 or galloping war horses. This one, I never really talked too much about it in my past streams whenever it was requested, but I guess I'll talk a little bit about where it came from. So, as I'm sure not many of you may know, there's a rather prominent Erhu player in China right now called Chen Juan. I probably butchered that name as well, but I digress. So this piece, I should say, was written by his father when his father was younger. Now, I do not recall the reason why it was written or how or when, but it was written by his father. Now, another song I've also played on stream called 太极琴下, I think I pronounced that correctly. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Is written by Chen Juan himself. Now, play that on streams, and if you want me to play that piece, then go ahead and drop it in the chat. Now, can I play a song that I listen to when I need comfort? About that, actually. So when I need comfort, I don't actually really listen to music. I actually in comfort prefer silence. Unless 4 minutes and 33 seconds counts, which I'm going to say right now that does not count. Now, 4 minutes and 33 seconds, now that I mention it, some of you might not know, but it's a piece by, I believe his name was, it's written by a guy named John Cage. Yeah, it's written by John Cage. So basically, it's 4 minutes and 33 seconds of nothing but silence. And the original was meant to draw the audience's attention to ambient sounds in the concert hall. But within the musicians community, this song has become more of a joke than anything. But yeah, unless 4 minutes and 33 seconds count, which it really doesn't. So I deeply apologize to Dan Nguyen. Yeah, I think I pronounced your name correctly. I'm sorry if I mispronounce any of your names on YouTube. So unfortunately I cannot take that request, despite how broad it is. So now the next one is from Boomister. You're wondering if I can play Flight of the Bumblebee. That's bound to be a big challenge. I know Flight of the Bumblebee is an extremely fast piece. Now I've heard it like a few times from one of my instructors for the flute, actually, the Chinese flute called the dizi. Since his daughter's kind of known, or not, but not really, but for playing it really fast, for playing it at like 200 something. Yeah, at my current stage, I might not be able to play it, but I think it would be pretty cool if I could get to a stage where I can play it. Maybe I'll spend some time over the next several weeks trying to learn it. So for now, it cannot. So for now, I cannot take this request, but I'll keep it in mind, and I'll see if I can learn it over the next several weeks and maybe play it during another stream. So I apologize for that. Now the next one is from Sheng Wang again. Now the request is for Guang Mingxing. Now Guang Mingxing is it's not necessarily famous, but it's well known for being for Liu Tianhua. I'm bound to butcher every single Chinese name that I need to say on stream, so I apologize for that again. So this guy, he's the guy that modernized several techniques for the Erhu partially by bringing over some techniques from violin, actually, since in life he was a violin player, but then he went on to compose 10 pieces that are very, very commonly used today for both performance and practice. And Guang Mingxing is just one of them. It's actually the eighth one to be specific. So without further ado, this is 光明行. So that was 光明星. I apologize for butchering pretty much 100% of all the Chinese names that have appeared thus far, whether they're the names of songs or the names of the writers or composers or artists. So that was 光明星 by Liu Tianhua. Yeah, I think that's his name. Okay, next down on the list, we have Spring Day Cherry Blossoms and You by Epitome Projects from Brian Din. All right, let's give that one a short listen and see what we can do with it. Okay. So when we hear that this is a very common. I know that this is a very common opening. So. I think that's it. That's how it sounds. That was not how it sounds. This is how it sounds. Okay. Most of it, since this is a mostly piano piece, this sounds more like it's left hand heavy. But this is just the first 30 seconds or so I can't say too much about that. Okay. Before we move on, I think I should work on perfecting this part. That's not how it sounds. It's like dun dun dun. I know that much. There's four Ds right there. Dun 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 dun. So that's barely the first 20 seconds actually, but before we move even further down, let's review. Oh, that is not in tune. That's also not right. That's how it goes. So up to around 40 seconds, it's more or less the same. Okay. Okay. Heard that much, but let's keep going. Okay, I'll work on this for another minute or two before I play what I have so far, and then we move on. Okay. Oops. Is that right? I cannot tell if that's right or not. Dun, dun, dun. I'm pretty sure a minute has passed. So I'll be, again, as usual, working on, well, not working, but I'll play what I've worked on so far, and then I'll move on to the next request. Okay. Keep thinking it's da 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 da. Almost made the same mistake again. So that's as far as I got. Now this one, I think I'll also be working on this one and playing it on the next stream, which again will be on Thursday. So now for the next request from James M. Flight of the Bumblebee again? Well, if you weren't here when I said, or when I talked about Flight of the Bumblebee, I guess I'll say it again. Well, yeah, it's not a part I can play as of yet. Although I do think it'd be pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool if I were able to play it, but I cannot play it right now during this stream. But I promise I'll be working on it over the next several weeks. Hopefully, I'll be able to play it within another stream. So I deeply apologize for that. Now, beyond that, Epitome Project, yeah, it's not Epitome Project actually. So the request before that, which was Spring Day, Cherry Blossom, and You, it's actually Epitome Project, not Epitome Project. So next is Unicorn by Hiroyuki Sawano, and start at 40 seconds or when the bass drops. Now this is anime OST now. So this particular one is from Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. So I think we'll just dive right in. Now Hiroyuki Sawano is one of my favorite composers for anime. He makes some really good music. He makes some of the best music I've ever heard in anime. And yeah, but as with every single musician, composer, and whatnot, there's always going to be some people that don't like it. Now start around 40 seconds, he said. Okay, we'll play that first part first. Yeah. I may have heard this one too many times. Okay. Okay. I think that's what this part sounds like. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, that is definitely not correct. Okay. Now this part I'm not so familiar. I'm not so familiar with it, or as familiar with it as I am with the beginning where I started, since that's the part I hear the most. Before we move on to that key change, I think it's of our best interest to try to perfect the beginning parts a little more. I think I'll go to the 1 minute mark, which is right around where the beginning part ends, because I'm familiar enough with that beginning part that I don't think I really need to play it for review. Okay. It's another key change version of the same thing. Okay. Oh, I missed a note, actually. Now, time is running out. So because I do have one more song, apart from all the requests, that I do want to end the stream with. So despite us starting 5 minutes early, we are going to make up for the lost 5 minutes by ending 5 minutes. Or we started 5 minutes later, actually, and we're going to end it 5 minutes later, so we still have our 2-hour stream. Now I'll start just by playing the part I'm super familiar with, so it's just going to be like 30 seconds of playing. Hey. Now this one in particular, I think I definitely will be working on a full arrange for this that I will be playing for you on Thursday night's stream. So since we've gotten this taken care of, let's go to our final song for the night. Now this is the final song this song, you know how I mentioned the son of the writer of 战马奔腾, right? So this one is written by him. His name is Chen Juan. For those of you who weren't already here when I talked about 战马奔腾when I played it. So here is 太极琴下, written by Chen Juan. I probably butchered that name. So again, that was 太极琴侠 by Chen Quan. Now, we've reached the end of our stream now, but before I fully let you guys go, I do have an important announcement to make. No, despite the way I just said that, the tone I said that in anyhow, it's nothing that bad. Really, I actually said this in the beginning of the stream, but I'll say it again now. So again, my streaming schedule will be changing up slightly. So instead of doing 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8 to 10, I will be streaming instead from 8 to 11 on Mondays and Thursdays. So yeah, and for videos, look out for new video uploads every Saturday, or during the weekends in general, but expect it during Saturday. And with that, if you have any requests you would like me to prep, go ahead and just send me an email. Send an email to the email below in the video description. So with that taken care of, let's just go through my copyright disclaimer one more time. So again, I do not own any of the songs or tracks I play on stream or here, and credit goes to where it's due. And even if I forget who the artist is, or I forget who the artist is to begin with, credit is still given to them and not me. So I do not own any of this material. So with that said, yeah, I'll just let you guys go for the night, and we'll see you in the next stream. Good night, guys. Take care.